Now, when I sound a bit weird with things...
Yeah. That's why you're on the podcast, mate.
Sorry. There's the reason.
You went a little bit
and
weird.
I got the hat.
If you went a little bit weird, we would have stopped at the ice bath.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, team, welcome back to another Sauna Sessions with Shea. In the barrel sauna today, we've got Adrian Ramsay. Adrian is a designer by trade and designed some fantastic homes on the Sunshine Coast. Where else do you design?
We've got a big project on in Victoria at the moment. Yep. We've designed houses in New Zealand, India, Africa. Right. We've got a project on.
Africa.
Right. We've got a project there, and otherwise all over Queensland. Yep. Some stuff in New South Wales as well.
Okay.
But generally,
so before we get cracking, we're just going to do the honorary ladling of the water. And because you're coming today, Adrian, special guest, we put some eucalyptus in just for the sinuses. All right. So
I love it.
Here we go. We're away.
Those aren't just sound effects. That's the real deal.
Yeah. We just tried the fog machine for effects, and did you get a little bit high by that?
It worked brilliantly.
It worked all right. It goes all right because, as most probably video people know, it's bloody hard to get a camera into a 70-degree sauna.
Yep.
Especially when you got steam and everything else going on. And
things steam up pretty quick.
Yeah, well,
and the camera probably doesn't love you either.
That's about $7-8 with a camera, so you just want to look after it.
Leave it out the door.
That's it. Yeah. Yep. Now, mate, the reason I wanted to have a chat with you is because you got my ears pricked with a podcast you did with a guy that I produce a podcast with. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about land whispering. Now, when you were talking about land whispering, I've gone through your website and checked other things out, but that I knew there was something in that for me, but then it really clarified it when you started talking about it. Can you explain to everyone what land whispering is?
Yeah. It's a fancy name. Well, it was a really interesting kind of discovery. I'll start with the premise of what the value of it is probably first. So when you look at a house or where you're going to position a house, especially on a large block, and then I'll go into what happens on a small block. Yep. So when we look at a property and we're going to create a new home on there, the first thing that we have to be informed by is the land. Mm-hmm. The land's going to be the first thing. And we've got to also remember that what we're going to do to that land is we're going to change, wherever we build the house, we're going to change it forever. Yeah. It can't go back to being what it was.
No.
Now, it might have been changed already. Yep. Not so bad. And then we want to look at the whole, when I say look at, we want to be in touch with what that land's about. Okay. So we'll start with the simple things. What's happening with the light and air? Yep. And a friend of mine is a really well-known architect in America once said to me, really, us guys who design houses, we take boxes and we fill them with light and air and people live in them. Yeah. So if you take that and you go, what's happening with the light and air? Mm-hmm. And then from that, what's happening with the things like the bird song? What's happening with the things like, the sound of the wind in the trees? Yep. What other things are happening there? And then let's go a little further than that and we go, land has an energy. It's energetic. It's live. Dirt isn't dead. It's live. It's full of organisms. It's full of all these things. Yep. And all of us will have experienced this, and I would say often women more than men will get more experience from it. Where you walk across land or we're in land and some pieces feel really good. Yeah. And other pieces maybe don't give us much feeling and other pieces feel dodgy. Yeah. Other pieces we go, don't feel safe here. Or I don't even know that it's safe. Just our, the hair intuition, on the back of our neck. There's something going on. Yeah. That's the energy in it.
Yeah. Because, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
but
you're good.
When you said you get up, crack of dawn, take a cup of tea down, sit, listen to the birds,
watch the land wake up.
Yeah. But then you'd go at the end of the day as well, have a beer or something, watch the sun go down, but you may go from different aspects of that property.
We're trying to discover what I would call the sacred places on the land. Now, we could get really woo-woo with that, so let's not go there.
Yeah.
Just what is the land offering us in how it feels?
Yeah. You are wearing the beanie. You can go as woo-woo as you want. Right?
Look, give me a minute. I'll drink the water. The eucalyptus. It'll help.
Yeah.
But the land it has this energy in it, and we want to discover what's the best spaces. Now, often we see people do this a lot. They go and they walk over the land. Let's say it's acreage, or hectares. They walk over the land and they get to a spot which is magic. And we all can feel that it's a great spot. We've got a view maybe, or we've got, trees at our back. Something feels right about it.
Yeah.
And what feels right about it, too often, we flatten that piece and then we put a house on it.
Yeah. Okay.
And the biggest thing that we could do in there is we could actually take a step back, think about how we want to use this place.
Yep.
We could retain the energy of that special place and put a house beside it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And now we don't lose the energy of the special place.
Yep.
But we gain the space where the house is, and we embrace both at once.
Well, that's what you were talking also about. Was it waterfalls?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you've taken a sacred piece of land and you thought, okay, let's throw a house on it.
Yeah.
I remember, were you talking about
I was talking about Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yes.
So very famous architect.
But it's like, how much ego has this guy got to do this?
So my friend, I've got a great friend who's an architect in America, and he said to me, I said to him, let's go to Falling Water together. That's Frank Lloyd Wright, the house he designed, 1938. And anyway, it's probably the most famous house in the world in its history. And anyway, he designed this house in a place called Bear Run in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Beautiful creek. Actually, when I say creek, not quite a big river, but a nice sized creek.
But during the 30s, the locals were using that creek, weren't they?
Yeah, and even today, that whole area is used for river rafting and stuff. So and it's in the woods still today.
Yeah.
So it's 65 or something miles from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So you go out there, and there isn't much out there. There's not a lot of stuff.
Okay.
The day I first ever went there, I was... It was bloody freezing.
Yeah.
It was really cold, but clear blue skies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I'm going to freeze. And I was with a buddy of mine. I'm like, we're going to freeze here, man. So the only place we could find to stop was like a little one store that was the post office and everything else. And it had some camouflage
mittens.
Mittens. About polar fleece mittens.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And I've still got them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that was it. So I'm like, got these things on. But anyway, take that house. So one of my mates went, no, I'm not going. I don't like Frank Lloyd Wright. He's an arrogant arsehole kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, well, those people, the craftsmen, spent all these years picnicking on a rock in that river. Yeah. And he came along and built a house on it.
Yeah.
What an ego's that. You know? And he and I went, actually he makes a really valid point.
Yeah, well, I think he does too. Yeah.
That's what we would, like he took the best spot, the spot they enjoyed the most, and he put a house on it. Yeah. That meant that no longer could they enjoy that spot that way. Yeah. And actually in the house, this is part of his genius though, in the house, in the main living room of the house, the rock they used to sit on still forms part of the floor. Okay. And it is the rock. Right. It's not, they didn't take the rock and put it there. Yep. It is the rock the house is built into it.
Okay, so now that you're understanding land whispering, when you go to that site, do you see another site for the house?
Oh,
so where would be
there's probably two that I can think of really quickly. But the main one is there's a site, when we see pictures of falling water, so if you Google falling water and you see the house, there's a site on the other side of the river that looks across to it. Yeah, okay. Across to that piece. Now, that would have been an alternative building site.
So could you see yourself on the deck having a cup of coffee looking at the waterfall?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Okay. And in fact, you would have been able to walk around the side and go down and play in that whole area and do what they used to do. Yep. And if you were seated over on that side, you would have looked across to the house.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Whereas in the case of how it is done or how he designed it. It's a beautiful home, don't get me wrong. There's everything to love about the place. It's very, very clever and very special. But he might have said, the more sacred space is over there. He might have done that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the kind of energy of it, that the spot where you stand, and it's in the woods, you stand and you look across the river and onto the house.
Yeah.
The house owns the landscape at that point.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So it's in the landscape and it's of the landscape.
Yeah.
But it owns the landscape.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the visual monster that you see, or beautiful piece that you see.
Gotcha.
And maybe you wouldn't have got that
if it was in another place.
They would have. Yeah. Because they would have been sitting there looking back at it.
Yeah. So when you design a home, are you looking for those content spaces where people can go and the shoulders just drop?
I just go, it's where you breathe.
And it's a visual it's a visual as well. So as you said, like where 100%. You live, you're looking at Mount Coolum.
Yep.
So you're on top of a hill.
Yep.
So how many angles?
I'm a little bit odd.
So how many places can you have a cup of tea from and go, this is awesome? I feel very at home. At
my place, there's no, I'm going to say there's no land. There is land.
Yeah.
But the land's below us and in front of us.
We're on a hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have, we're below the road just slightly. Mm-hmm. So from the front yard, the roadside yard, you can't see, the house blocks the view.
Yeah, okay.
When you go into the house, the view's ever present. From all the living areas and our bedroom, not the other bedrooms.
Okay.
But as soon as you move through the house, that view will open up to you.
Okay.
We have a large deck that's covered, and it sits looking at Mount Coolum and up the coastline and Old Woman Island and stuff. We're very privileged and lucky to have it.
So you've got a lot of spots that you can go have a cup of tea.
I was about to say we have three main ones that we would go to. Usually 2 of them are on the deck. Mm-hmm. The other one is back inside the house. And each one of them gives you, a different feel. Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's like there's a slightly different energy in it.
But there's a grin on your face in all 3.
Well, I was going to say one of the things always. I mean,
yeah.
One of the things that, if I could make it a perfect world for myself, I would actually have the house set down slightly lower.
Okay.
So the connection with the ground is there.
Yeah.
Now, when I say I'm a bit weird with things.
Yeah. That's why you're on the podcast, mate.
There's the reason.
You went a little bit weird.
I got the hat.
If you went a little bit weird, we would have stopped at the ice bath.
Exactly. I need to, well, I don't need to, but I like to, and I feel most comfortable when I live on a hill.
Okay.
I don't like living on the flat particularly.
Okay.
So for myself, for my inner being on a hill is really important. Okay. The other thing is I'm
is that because of tsunamis or anything?
No fears of anything. I like to be able to see out.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm a surfer, but the sea doesn't matter to me in that sense.
Yeah, okay.
I love the refreshment of it and stuff. And surfing, I love the challenge of the sport.
Yeah.
Budrum, where I live, is a whole lot of granite. Like it's big boulders and heavy, it's got a lot of weight to it.
Yeah.
That has got a sense for it for myself that it grounds me.
Gotcha.
I'm not very grounded.
Gotcha.
So it grounds me. Okay. And that's why the one perfect thing would be if I could step 2 steps off my deck and be standing on the ground and with rocks around me.
Okay,
it would be even better. But I can't. I'm a floor above.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what you're just talking about now, Lloyd Hamilton, the surfer, big wave surfer, he lives up in the hills too, but he doesn't live, and it's almost like it's too ferocious being down by the ocean. He's like connected to the ocean. Yep. I'm connected to the ocean. You're connected to the ocean, but to enjoy that beast, which is the ocean, it is being up and protected. So you're not like you can get sandblasted on the front, and in some ways that is our, the best real estate is right on the beachfront.
Yeah.
But in some ways too, you're getting the full force of nature coming in your front door, which can play
and energetically, as well as like physically. You know, like you get this.
I'd like to pull up that and send it to you because you'll totally get it.
Yeah.
And he is like, I think he gets a little bit nervous if he's not in the ocean. Like he gets twitchy.
Yes.
So he has to connect himself to the ocean at times. But when it comes to living, he lives up in the hill, and so he can see it. Yeah.
It would be my sort of same thing. Like I don't have to have the ocean. I have to have water.
Yes. Yeah.
So if it wasn't the ocean, it'd be a lake.
Yep. Yeah.
There's got to be water around me somewhere. Don't know what that is.
Yep.
I don't find like you said, the ocean's a bit of a beast.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of the ocean, but I'm very, very, very respectful. A lot more respectful than a lot of other things.
For sure, yeah. Oh, and I think in some ways...
I realise its power and its energy.
Yeah. You don't have to be, but that's when it catches you off guard.
But then if I'm not in the water, like, because, again, I need to burn off a bit of energy.
Yep.
And if I'm not in the water, say 3 times a week, 4 times a week, like there hasn't been much surf this week. I've been body surfing 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, already this week.
Yeah.
And that will be for like 30, 40 minutes in the water.
Yeah.
It, again, reconnects.
Do you wear the hand paddle and the flippers?
No. I have done the hand paddle, but I'm like, I used to windsurf a lot.
Yep.
And I gave up windsurfing because I got sick of all the gear.
Yeah, right.
That was it. I've got a mate, one of my best mates, he's a kite surfer and all those things as well. And I'm like, I gave it a bit of a try. I don't actually like being in the wind particularly, but I gave it a bit of a try, and I'm like, nah, mate. And he's like, really? And I'm like, too much gear.
You're going to have to come out for a body bash with me at Kings Beach one day, because the stunned mullets are out there. The stunned mullets are and you see old guys that have they've worked out what life's all about. They're content.
Hopefully we get there.
Yeah, exactly. But they are out there, rain, hail or shine, out the back, and they're catching waves, and they're the flippers and the hand paddle, but they've been doing it since bloody 19, I don't know, like for years. But you'll see some massive surf out there, and you'll see the stunned mullets out there.
And they'll be out there.
They'll be out there, yeah. So
if I'm not standing on not quite standing on the bottom, but if I'm within range, like, of the bottom, like comfortable, easy range of the bottom, I wouldn't be bothered with flippers. But if I was swimming to catch them, then definitely. I'd be in flippers then. I probably wouldn't have the hand paddle piece. I'll get on the palm of my hand.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do that. And I love, like, scooting yourself in a good rip wave.
Yep.
Like if you've got a groundswell or something and pushing your hand so that you do flips.
Well, just use the energy of the wave.
Yeah.
Well, see, I've learned from...
Not quite a dolphin, but yeah.
Well, so on that... I used to watch Dad body surf when we were kids, and he used to get all these people just watching him and he called it the porpoise. Right now, basically, he would literally bob down and then arch his head into the wave and use the energy of the wave to actually spit him out the front, and no arms used at all. Literally just arms by the side, but it was the angle in which if you go over angled too much, you'd end up in the sand. But if you actually, and it's like a surfboard, so if you angled down the wave, you'll go down the wave. But it's like putting the brakes on. If your surfboard's up,
weight on the back,
off the back, So it's literally just arching the body in a certain way. And if you watch porpoises or dolphins do. They literally just use the wave and the energy of the wave to get on it.
It's fantastic.
So it's it took me a long time to learn that style, but if it's dumping wave, you've got to be very careful because you could end up straight in the sand. But it's a really cool way to actually just use the energy of the wave to catch one. Without
really doing anything. I will stand like yesterday. So I had my daughter with me, and actually my brother's here. He was with me, and the waves were little. They were mushy, but there was enough to get away on a couple of them. And I'll wait, and I'll be just shuffling my feet to get that right moment. And it's one stroke of the arm and I'm in.
And you're away,
and I'm in, and then I taught my daughter, so I've got a 13-year-old daughter, I taught her to body surf, and it took her a couple of years to really get it. She's a good swimmer. But she body surfs without her head in the water.
Oh, it's all out,
She's out from here.
She's just like, the one arm?
Often not.
Yeah,
often just arms beside her, but her head's still out.
Yeah, but still just using the energy.
Yeah,
to
just uses
forward.
the energy, and my dad taught me to body surf, and like now he's 95.
Yeah.
But I remember him teaching me.
Yeah.
And it's all timing.
Oh yeah.
And then it's all about getting that energy of the wave. And I was saying to my daughter yesterday, I said, well, she's a surfer too.
Yeah.
I said to her, well, she's like, and I said, well, it's mushy. It's not a groundswell. It's just wind chop.
Yeah.
And it's not
great.
It's got no push.
Yeah.
And she's like, right. And I'm like, when you're on your surfboard and it's a groundswell, you probably move back just, 3 mil. On the board, you just rock your weight back.
Yep.
It's different from taking off when it's a wind swell.
Yeah.
And a high tide or an incoming tide or an outgoing tide, you're making minute adjustments to your body weight to make the board flow better.
Yep.
And the same when you're a body surfer, you're making minute adjustments to how you push yourself
Spot on.
Yeah.
Well, it can be just even muscular. I actually learned, and this is only later, that there was certain muscles I had to tense.
Oh, right.
So, and it's like if you had a floppy surfboard, you're sort of falling off the back. But if you actually try and just relax in the wave, it doesn't work all the time. But it's engaging certain muscles.
Push up for it.
But it's working which ones to engage because obviously you don't want to be stiff because sometimes you actually want to do things in the wave.
Yep.
But it was working out. Oh, how do I act almost like a surfboard once I'm in and on the wave?
Yeah,
because if you just loose, you just sort of flop off the back, so there's something about having a bit of rigidity to yourself as well.
100%. I get that, especially like I went from body surfing, like in a straight line, so not going left or not going right, to when you're on a wave that's say maybe about 3 to 4 foot in a body surfing situation, just going with the wave like you would if you're a surfboard. So you don't go straight. You might start with a little straight takeoff, but then you get your hand out and you get planing on your hand and you're running along the wave just like you would on the surfboard.
Off you go.
Well, mate, that's the fun part with it.
The other thing I think I love to come on the podcast was I think you've got this sensitivity that is...
My wife doesn't say that.
Well, it's smelling the roses. It's the feet in the soil. It's understanding where that breeze is coming from. It's being in the ocean. It's feeling the salt water. It's all these things. But I think your sensitivity is heightened compared to the average human being, and you can almost smell it. And I think you probably pick up on people's energies
a lot.
And so that's again can be a distraction, but also as you called it last time, it's a superpower. So it's something that you have that is like you're very aware of. And do you think that is why sometimes you actually went into design, because you could smell where the house was supposed to be, or sense where this footing was supposed to go, or where this deck would be?
It could have just been ego.
Or it just could have been ego.
It was a funny journey for me to get into design in the sense that I came from a very creative father, fine artist. And my mother was a speech and drama teacher, so again, quite a creative. And
so you're double creative.
And with that sort of journey, my sister, who's just a couple of years older than me, she's got like a genius level IQ. So highly academic. And, here's me.
Sorry, how many siblings?
3. I've got a younger brother and an older sister.
Okay.
And but my older sister and I are like really close, and my younger brother's like 7 years younger or something.
Photographer.
He's a photographer.
Okay.
And he's a super creative. Like he's really creative. And anyway, and the reason he does photography is because he's got such high analytics. And he's got a perfectionist kind of like mentality to things as well. It's really important that it's done really well.
Right. Okay.
So he's like, and that control piece of not being able to necessarily let something go because you can't control it till the last piece. So take, a photograph, for instance. He's a commercial photographer. So there's a lot of analytics in setting it up, getting the light right, making the shoot perfect for what it is going to be.
Yep.
And you're controlling your environment as well.
Okay.
Perfectly suited for that.
Okay.
Again, if he goes and does a landscape or something, he's got to take more of what's coming than what's he can control.
Where do you fit on the perfectionist scale?
No, I'm not on it.
Because I'm a creative as well.
Yep,
but
and photographer.
But and again, it's the story in my head. Near enough is good enough, and it's always kind of like I've always, I can work on a piece for another 12 hours, but will it change the outcome?
That's probably me as well. I am very strong on the conceptual, and then really I'll be quite rigid around certain detail. A great example with a house is I draw my houses. I start everything with pencil. In the industry, we call it schematic design or conceptual design.
Mm-hmm.
And my first pieces of my rough sketches, these are the ones that I just am putting lines on paper. They are not to scale. They are not necessarily going to fit on the block. They're not all those things. They're about putting lines down.
You're doodling in a way, like you're just getting things out of your head on paper.
And creating form.
Okay.
So say, for instance, if we look at a piece of land and we're looking at the landscape around it and the greater landscape, and then we might have weather conditions that we're going to work towards as well. And what's our rainfall like? Where does that need to go? Where's the light coming from? What shape roof might we be using? Where do we want to capture light? Where do we want to protect ourselves? All these kinds of things. So there's a lot of analytics.
Do you love all that chaos? Because there's no ideas that have concretely formed at that stage.
I think what I love about the chaos is that you start to form concrete ideas. And the more you sit, like say with the land whispering, the more you sit with the land, the more you appreciate what it's asking you for.
Okay.
And that gets a bit woo-woo, but it's the land will inform you. Either technically take your mind down, remove yourself from it, and what's the technical aspects of it, and it will inform you when you are on it. It will almost ask you to look after it if you let yourself get really centered.
Okay.
So when I said I like going early. Before the sun comes up. I want to watch the land wake up. I want to see what happens as that land comes up. It's slept for the night like we have, say. I want to see what that activity's like. As one set of like creatures disappear and another set of creatures arrive. And the sun, maybe comes down a tree or something like that, or it comes across a cliff, or it comes into the landscape, across the grass. And then the opposite end of the day, and even the middle of the day is important, but the opposite end of the day we get to go to sleep. And it has two sets of energy as that happens, because again, as it goes to sleep, all those nighttime people or critters come up,
come alive,
and all the daytime ones fade away, and there's this harmonious crossover, and watching it go into nighttime, and the energy shift can be really, it is always beautiful. I often like to go, not always on my own, but I like to be there on my own. Because I don't want your energy to shift what the land's doing. And I don't necessarily want a discussion about it.
Well, it can be just a distraction.
It's like meditative. You're almost meditating in the space, but you're not. But you're just breathing in it.
I suppose that's
like
where
before you get in the ice bath, as you said, you can do some breathing. It's actually about just letting it go and letting it happen. And that grounds me. So whether it's good for the house or anything, it grounds me. So then the house starts to inform me of what it is, and then I start my drawing, and when I start my first drawings and my ideas, I'm looking for what lines are sympathetic with the landscape and are still going to create a home.
And so obviously and
then it starts to tighten up.
There's years of experience and skill to build that up. That become in some ways automated, right? But then also there's this visceral thing that you go, didn't think that or feel that, and you pull from that. So there's push and pull happening as well.
You know the automated part? All too often, we run on this automated habitual formula.
Yeah.
And we don't break it, so we don't innovate from it.
No, that's true.
So I have this thing of, I call it,
and the other thing too is the automated may not be correct either.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I go force myself to not take the obvious solution.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's explore the other ones.
So you make it a little bit harder for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I put the hill to climb in front of me.
Yeah.
And I go, if it was this or if it was this. So I was land whispering yesterday with a couple, and their son joined us the whole way. And I haven't done the morning and night thing on it yet. Yeah. But I was there during the morning. Okay. Not for sun up. I was there during the morning, and we were on this piece of land for around 3 hours of being on the actual land, not sitting talking and inside and stuff, but on the land and observing. Yeah. And it's currently got a house on it, but that house is really old.
Oh, so the house is going?
The house will go.
Yep. Mm.
And they want to build a reasonably substantial home on there. And they're very family oriented, so we talked a lot about their family values, how they entertain, what life is like for them, all those things. And the current house has been there for a long time. Yeah. There was one house before that, and the one house before it is kind of partially on the same spot as the current house. Okay. I would imagine maybe the first house maybe burnt down or something.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
And then they built a new house back in the probably 40s. Okay. And it's been added on to.
Yeah, right, right.
The current house, when you're in the current house, so the grounds are elevated, you come up from the road. The road has a big sweep in it down the bottom, and you come up a long, long driveway. Yep. Up into, not the highest point, but into a first ridge cap. Okay. So the first piece before it keeps climbing up. And so I'm looking, going, the building sites on this place are somewhat limited to the ridges. Yep. Otherwise, if you want to walk onto flat land. Yeah. And the way it's faced, it's north, south, east, west orientation. Yeah. And if you push to the front where this current house is, that will be removed or repurposed. We'll say repurposed. Mm-hmm. If you push to there, you are engaging with the energy of the road all the time. Now the road comes down at you, and then it swings a corner.
Oh, shit! Well, that's deep, isn't it? Like, just how many people think of that? Mm. Yeah.
If you move back around about 20 meters, then the lawn that would be out the front would be able to engage with that road. If you do a single-story house, you won't see the road, but you'll see the length of view. Yeah, wow. But you will not see the lights coming. Yeah. You will not see the noise or be a part of that noise. And that frenetic energy as a car comes down, and then it takes a corner. And it's quite it's a sweeping
corner. You're
corner.
Actually thinking of a high beam on a car coming around the corner.
And it will light up your hillside, and you'll hear the noise of its engine. It will either change down in gears, maybe not.
And so do you not want those lights entering anywhere in the house?
No.
And so
I don't even want them on the ceiling.
That's a disruption. Yeah, okay. How many designers think of that?
Hopefully all of them. I don't know.
But that's taking it to the next level, and that's and obviously
that's what we should be thinking about.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And the land's got a lovely little dip. Yeah. And that dip, it means I'm going to end up with, if we build in this dip, I'll be slightly to the front of it. It will mean that we have water that's going to come down the ridge from above, so we're going to have to manage water. Okay. Out the south side of the house. Yep. On the north side of the house, the water's going to spread off really easily. Yeah. On the south side, it's going to go east and west. Okay. Go over the side of the ridge, and that will, like looking at the erosion on the current driveway, and that driveway's been re-gravelled recently. Okay. Looking at the lines in the gravel where the water's run in the last 3 months.
Because it's in a dip, is it protected as well from elements?
Not so much, but it'll get cross breeze from the east-west side, as well as we'll be able to capture the northern breeze.
Yeah.
The southern breeze won't really exist because of the forest and stuff behind it.
Yeah, right.
I've also got a fire zone behind it.
Yeah, okay.
So then I want to be a reasonable distance away from that.
Yep.
Fire isn't as technically bad when it's above behind me.
Okay.
It's when it's below me, it comes up.
Up, right, yes.
And so, but we're fairly safe from that.
Yep.
We've got a section on this piece of land that's got 7 big, there's a hoop pine, there's some bunya pines.
Yep.
That the story goes, the legend, don't know whether it's true.
Yeah.
That back in the First World War, that was their sons. They planted a tree for each son.
Okay.
And so there's these amazing grove of trees that are, bunya pines and hoop pines are beautiful trees.
Yep.
They're sitting around, and there was a Norfolk in there as well.
Yep.
They're sitting around in this kind of group.
Family. It's like
You got it.
Yeah.
Now, these people are really family.
Yeah.
Family people.
Yeah.
So the new owners are. And so I'm going, when we talk about the space that our outdoors would be in, why wouldn't we have these centurions looking over us and protecting us from the western sun and giving us shade and interest? And then how do we take those in so that they are part of the view of the house as the closest of our major trees?
That's
the fun.
Yeah.
That's the joy of this job.
Do you ever, because I from my perspective, when I'm doing videos and films and stuff, I think of it like a 5,000 piece puzzle, and I start and 70% of it's blue sky, that puzzle. Yep. And I'm just trying to find
just
just
chunks.
a couple of pieces. Yeah. And then and it's chaotic. And I generally find, like, if I'm directing people, I am a bumbling idiot for 20 minutes.
Until you can get those pieces down.
Then I click, which way's the sun, which one's the light coming from? But there's 20 things going on in my head, but then they all start to settle, and then I get creative. And I know the creativity will sort itself out. But it's that...
You can trust the creativity.
Exactly, but it's that chaos in 20 minutes. And I know it's like I've kind of tested. It's literally 20 minutes on the dot where I'm like, I can't make a decision because I'm thinking about that. I don't know what we're going to do. And then all of a sudden, I just know what we're going to do.
So 20 minutes with other people, but near you, I would take my 20 minutes by myself if I can.
Yeah.
And then I go, right, I've got this. Okay.
You've sorted it,
And then I'd be like the first people who had an influence for me or were people that I wanted their opinion. I'd say, so here's what I'm thinking. What do you see I haven't seen?
Yeah, right.
And then I go, okay.
That's super important.
Yeah, because they may flip you.
Yeah.
But you've already got all the elements in your head.
Yeah.
So you go, I can deal with that now.
So you're always open to compromise.
Always.
You have to be. Yeah.
I'm married. I'm still married.
That's the one.
Clearly, I'm good at compromise.
Yeah. Oh, you've got to be.
You were saying about the perfectionist thing. I truly believe that when we get, we're talking about larger pieces of land right now, but I truly believe when we get an opportunity to create something on a larger piece of land, if you take a little bit of time with that land, the land will inform you what it needs. And then you're going to have regulations that are going to tell you what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So they're ever present. Fire zone, koala habitat, biodiversity, and maybe in waterways, things like that.
Yeah.
So we're looking at all those, and we're informing ourselves with those along the way.
Yeah.
And then making decisions. So like yesterday, I found another house spot.
Yeah.
But I can't use it.
Yeah.
Because it's I could, but I'd have to build a concrete bunker, probably with no windows and steel shutters. Yeah. So it wouldn't be a home that would be a family home.
Yeah, you'd have an M16 or something.
That's what it would be like.
Yeah.
That's what it would be like. Because it's a fire zone, because the fire zone would be too heavy there.
Yeah, gotcha.
As a spot, I said to them yesterday, I said, this is magical just here.
Yeah.
I would make myself a little escape place there.
Yeah, right.
And it might be something really simple, like a couple of seats.
Okay.
Something that protects you a little from behind.
Yep.
But it's not a structure. It might be some sort of structure, but very low, very carefully placed, not to take too much from the landscape. Might even be to get a couple of boulders that you're comfortable to sit on.
Okay, yeah.
And just sit them there as a place to look at the world from. It's meditative space. It's a space where you go to breathe. And they were like, oh, yeah, we can see that.
Nice. I can hear in the way you describe things that you tell a story, and therefore the person can see themselves winding down the road. They can see the
100%.
The headlights on the car shining through us. Oh, well, we're not going to get that because we're at the one level.
Because we're just going to bring ourselves back that little bit.
But I see all that. And so I
know your mind lights up with pictures.
Oh, it's a story time. You know? Yeah, let me go get my doona.
Yeah.
And some marshmallows.
One of those things is like when you don't design houses for yourself, you design houses for other people.
Yep.
And you've got to, I would say, be an extreme empathy without appearing to be. Well, not without appearing to be, but be an extreme empathy to feel their energy. And when you can feel their energy, letting them be really present and slowing it down and letting them breathe a little.
I imagine with your process of actually, now I can imagine this family already is kind of an extension of you. So even though you probably have questionnaires.
Mad.
So, but I think you'd be very quick to pick a family that isn't aligned with you or your style, and that's okay.
And don't design for them.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Was there a stage in your career where, like, you know, we all go through it, ego probably came into play, you wanted to be on a magazine cover, and you designed it. It wasn't you though, but you did it because you wanted the stardom that goes with it? Or have you always just this is your style? Because I think when you're 18,
I know my ego's got in the way of things, and I used to design clothing. So I came from clothing design, and I had another very privileged career in clothing design. And one of the things that I got to do for maybe about 5 years was design women's swimwear.
Okay.
And so that was worth getting up for every morning. You know? Like every day, there was a reason to get out of bed. You skipped your way to work. You were excited about it, trust me.
You're doing women's swimwear. I was thinking about mud cakes from Woolworths. Wasn't that cool? That used to get me out of bed in my 20s, you know? Yeah, a cup of tea and a mud cake, you know? Yeah.
Well, women's swimwear was...
Exactly.
It was the most amazing thing. And, you know, like, as a relatively young male, and I have this thing about, you know, one of the things is I was dealing with people who are nearly naked. Every day of the week. And
so when you've got
some days,
high sensitivity to all this sort of stuff, some days are you standing in the corner?
Well, the thing is that you're going to be... straightening somebody's crutch line. You're going to be taking pinches of fabric off where their bum is. You're going to be altering things on their bust and all the rest. And I have this big thing, which is how to maintain massive respect. And massive empathy to how comfortable or uncomfortable they felt. Because you've got it's a live person in front of you.
Well, you're touching them; they can feel you.
And my biggest fear was and you know, these would be beautiful bodies, beautiful women. My biggest fear was always to be thought of as being creepy. You know, like how do you stay on that line, beyond that line? And you can appreciate them. But that's as far as...
And you've got a job to do.
You've got a job to do. And I, to this day, still have those fit models that I used. All good friends of mine. Their husbands are friends of mine. You know, and it wasn't that you didn't see them as being super attractive or have lots of fun with them and all the rest. It was just this thing, and staying in or creating. I'm not that empathetic a person. When I go in to do the job thing, I get how much empathy I need.
I think people can feel that, especially with what you're doing. They pick up on it straight away, and especially women. Pick up on it straight away. So if you are that type of person in that industry, you're in trouble, I think. But
my boss, who owned the company, the girls would say to me, "Do not leave the room."
There you go.
He would never do anything or touch them or anything.
You can't put your finger on it, but yeah.
And you'd be like, I remember another company I worked in, one of the guys, he was a marketing manager, and one of the girls, my girls that worked for me, so they were designers, and I used to really, she's still a wonderful friend, her family, her kids are friends, and all the rest. She said to me, she pulled me aside and she said, I think I'm going to have to make a sexual harassment thing. And I'm like, what? I said, what's going on? And I worked in a very male-dominated company and in a sportswear company. And she said to me about this particular marketing manager and just said, like, he's a creep. He's a creep. And I'm like, what's he done? And she goes, well, he's done this and this. And I'm going, plenty of that goes on here. And she goes, but...
This is before Harvey Weinstein.
She's like, but it's so different. She said, I don't want to be around him. I don't want to be in the room with him. And he's kind of suggestive. He's kind of, but nothing that you could kind of nail him on any of that stuff. And I'm like, I'd said to her, I've said worse than that to you. And she goes, but you're not a creep. I can trust you. And I'd travel the world with her. And just like...
Some people just have that knack.
They do, they do. So, and that deep empathy part, I really learnt that there. And I find that to design something, I actually, very rarely would I sit down to design something if it didn't have an end person user that I was designing it for.
So functionality? Is it?
I think it's just connection.
Connection. Okay.
You know, like if you said to me, can you design a house for that block down the road? Well, sure I can. Who for? Who for? Oh, well, we just wanted as a spec house. Give me an avatar.
Okay.
Who's it going to be for? What's going to matter with it? Like, how's this going to work? Are we aiming at this type of person or this type of person? Is it a retiree? Is it if they got grandkids that are going to visit and stay? What is it about?
You got a lot of questions, and there's a lot of searching.
Just finding. And that's the joy of then creating for someone else.
Oh, for sure.
Because the joy for creating for myself is for the sake of creation. So then better or best, that perfectionist thing, I go, if you get all those parts right and you get very deliberate about certain points of it, then you've got to be able to for me, I've got to be able to let go. So my team, I have other people who pick up who are way more interactive on that side. And then we team with builders who we get that synergy with as well. But we're always, if it's a renovation, we're always in compromise. And if it's in a new build, there will always be points of compromise driven by budget.
And look, the end goal too, as you said, like if you're designing for a
person, someone,
a particular person,
or a family.
Now, I don't know anyone that wouldn't get off on the fact that a family walks into a new home and they all break down crying because they love it so much. So why wouldn't you design for that? Now, and obviously there's a bit of, you feel good. That's that dopamine hit,
it is.
Right? And that can be addictive in some ways, but also you're making someone's dream home and it's your blood, sweat and tears that have made that come true.
They have to live in it.
Yes,
Well, they don't have to, but that's why they've done it. The other thing is that it's humbling in the sense that they spend large amounts of money. This thing isn't going to be cheap. And even if it's cheap, it's still really expensive.
It's not a Lego set.
And it's going to be there for... In Australia, the aim is to build everything that will last at least 50 years. So I think that's not going. I think that's wrong. It's not long enough. However, that's the standard. So,
but I feel like it's getting shorter as well. It's not. Like, it is. It's like 30 to 40.
The Australian standard still aims at 50.
It does, but we're not seeing standards.
No, we're not. We're not. That's a slipping kind of moment. But if you go, my aim would be that a home might sit there for over 100 years. I go to that old farmhouse yesterday, and I wish the original had been there. But there was a shed that was probably, maybe it would have been older than the house. And I'm like, this feels so good. This feels so good. And then you look at those companies like, heritage barn companies, and they're bringing timbers in that are all whole barns, but timbers in that are like, 200 years old.
And
you go, there's something about the energy that those timbers have absorbed from their own journey.
Yeah, for sure.
As well.
If they could talk.
Exactly. So, and almost to, again, but we're almost to the point of letting them talk. And then doing them the honour of not just shoving them in a wall.
No.
Doing them the honour of giving them a presence. That's the joy.
Just on that, because we went, and I'll have to share this place because I know you've got this ADHD thing. I've met someone with ADHD times 10 of you.
Oh, right? Well, I've toned mine down a lot.
But she runs a campgrounds about half an hour from you, so it's not far.
Oh, really?
Conondale? Is it Conondale?
Yeah.
Not far. She's an amazing woman, but she's got this barn at the back of her campsite. She just set up. Got there. There's 120 campers. There's all these campers everywhere, sold out. And we were lucky to get a spot, but my mate knows her, so we've gone up to the house and said good day. But she showed me this old barn, and straight away I wanted to put that smoke machine in there and do all these shots.
Your creative juices start going.
You can feel the cracks and the wood, and it said it's old wood, and it's just if it could talk, it would have so many good stories to tell. So it's amazing.
And things like that old barn. You go, imagine being in there and watching the shafts of light come between the boards.
That's what I could, spot on.
And the dust moving. And
that's what in film world, the fog machine creates texture.
And
so that's what it's almost like when there is a dust storm, you'll see photographers or videographers out because there's texture in the air. And so you get this depth. But when you're in a barn, as you said, I could see all these little cracks. It's like I just want to see, or just disrupt the wood a little bit so dust falls off.
Moving.
So it's just all texture in there. It's beautiful.
And that emotionally holds so much value.
Oh yeah.
I remember I've got an old photo, and I was in Paris, and it's really old. One of my I don't know. It would have been. It's a film photo. And on a old SLR, and I remember taking the photo, and it's a couple of pigeons. It's early morning. And I was staying in Paris, and I stayed in Paris for a week, and every morning I don't know why, I decided that I was going to walk to Notre Dame, the cathedral, which was fairly close, 4 blocks, something like that. So every morning I went, okay, I'm going to get up. They wash the bloody streets of all the dog shit and stuff off in the early morning. So it's noisy in the mornings in Paris. And so I went, every morning I'm going to get up when they start that washing thing. So the sun's maybe it's not up, but it's coming up. And I'm going to walk to Notre Dame. And I'm going to just watch the light come up over the cathedral, and then I'm going to walk back, and on the way back I'll grab coffee or croissant or whatever. And
start the day.
My girlfriend was much smarter than me. She just stayed in bed. And anyway, I take the camera, and there's one photo which is there's a shaft of light coming, the cobbled road, shaft of light. There's always pigeons. And there is, I think, 2 pigeons still on the ground, and the third one's just taking off. But of course the shutter speed isn't anything special and all the rest. So it's got that slight blur. But the shaft of light is also bringing in this other texture of you can see a little bit of, I want to say steam. I don't know what it is, but it probably was coming
it's
off.
Particles.
And so unfortunately the photo's, only this size. And the negatives are long gone. It would be the photo to have in a decent size.
Was it there was nothing special about the camera? It was just an SLR, did you say?
Yeah, it would have been an SLR, probably a Pentax SLR or something.
I think I've taken some of the best stuff I've ever done on all my cheap shit. Because sometimes you buy the expensive stuff feeling... it's the best of the best. I'm confident now that I've got a big dick.
Exactly.
So I can swing this around and be good. But to me, it always comes back to light entering the frame. So you could have a $1 million camera, but if there's no light entering, then it's worth $0, right? So it's the light hitting the sensor, or
how it takes it in.
And sometimes you can actually get lucky with ISO, shutter speed, and aperture, right? But sometimes you're just there at that right time, that right moment, and who gives a fuck what it means to everyone else? It's what it means to you, you know. Yep. So if it's caught on a bloody iPhone, whatever, if you look back at that picture and you just
I think, you know, your iPhone or your, you know, digital phone like you carry around, you know, so you take photos. I think those devices they're not phones anymore. Yeah, they're actually they're cameras.
Yeah, they are.
And then they're, you know, social media devices, whatever. But camera is such an important part of them.
Yeah.
And like, I've travelled a heap, like all around the world, all sorts of kind of places. And people would, especially when I was in the fashion trade, they'd say to me, you know, where have you just been going? I say, I've just been in Norway and I've been doing this. And then, you know, I came through, you know, Denmark and then into Paris. And, you know, I was doing these things. And they're like, you got any photos?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no. And they'd be like, how come? And I go, well, I was there.
Yep. Yeah.
And so the struggle of carrying a SLR or anything bigger, I was like, nah, too hard. But now, I've got lots of photos.
Yeah. I'm actually very similar. I don't take a lot of photos at all because I prefer to enjoy the moment just for what it is. I'm not doing it for anyone else but myself. I don't give a shit about telling anyone I visited this country, that country. And it can... I actually grapple with it. It's a tough thing because I feel like a lot of people are getting very disconnected by these things. And it's one of those things that just... Fuck everyone else, just enjoy the moment, enjoy the now.
I think the minute that we put something between us and the moment, we kind of lose something.
We do.
And so I'm not saying don't take photos of your moments by any means. I'm saying make sure that you've got your moment. Where you breathe it, where you feel it, where you let it all be. And then if you really need a photograph of it, take your photo. But don't be so caught on getting the photo that you miss the other part, because that's where life is in the other part.
I think that's a good lesson in life, spot on. Because, be a part of the moment. But there's also, as you said, if you do catch it later, you may look at that picture 10 years later.
It'll take you back to the moment.
Exactly.
If you took the picture first, then that moment's just
broken.
A picture.
Well, I've never thought of it that way, but I think you're onto something there, because, I think there's definitely something about... Because I think people will, in the moment, go, oh, no, quick, everyone in for a selfie. And so, hang on, I was looking at the full moon and the waves are rolling and all this is beautiful.
I don't want to get in there with you, you know.
So let the moment pass, then take the photo. I like that.
Because, you know, like I often say to people with design, I can paint a scenario. If I say, close your eyes, I'm going to paint you a picture of your home. Or of a feeling. Because we have another thing that we call an emotional floor plan. And emotional floor plan is about how does the house make you feel, and how does the built structure modify to create feelings. You know, like what do we do with the structure of a home and the ceiling heights and the way the walls are shaped and the colours and stuff that create feelings. Anyway.
There's three. Land whispering, emotional floor plan.
And we have Design Magic as well. Design Magic's around budget. And budget capitalisation on your land. It's about this sort of nuts and bolts side of it. How to get a handle on that. The emotional floor plan is something we bring in as we journey along. Where we're unwrapping our client constantly. And we do that by, you know, sometimes it's just throwing little bits of bait in the water and just seeing which piece they bite, which piece they spit. You know, the pieces that they're unsure, maybe they should bite, maybe they shouldn't. We try and take ourselves on journeys with them to understand things either from their past or from things, and this is where the past gets mixed up. So take, say, maybe pre-internet. So what are we? Probably about 25, 30 years.
I remember
30-something.
I remember a girl I was in love with in year 11 said there's a thing called porn on the internet. And I'm like, what? That was
once you discovered that, it was the end.
Geez, I've been missing for 20 years.
Exactly.
I think it was, early 90s.
Somewhere around there, the internet.
Netscape Navigator.
We had this thing that suddenly came.
And...
The porn thing took me off track there, man.
I can remember where it was in the library. I was so in love with her, and I was like, she's talking to me about porn. If you need me, I'll be over there, like just in the corner, just waiting for my old mate to go down.
It's okay, I'm not standing up yet. You go ahead.
Yeah, smashing it like that. But there, snapshot, and there's no selfies back then, Yeah, shit. Actually, I think I was in the library, so I went straight to a computer and checked this thing out.
It made sure there was porn on the internet, but the dial-up took a little while to get through.
And that's when you feel creepy. You know that you're going to do something wrong.
We have moments pre-internet, and even with internet, but we have moments pre that. Like a great example would be, you'd go on a date with somebody and you'd take them to the movies. Now, whether you're married, that would still be a date. Movie, going to the movies was an event.
It's so experience.
And nowadays we just watch movie after movie after movie. We binge watch, Yellowstone. We do all these things. But this experience point, we all have moments that we have seen things and been in a movie scene, and we're enraptured with it. Often if it was a date or something like that, or, a great friend, there's an anchored moment of emotions in that. And then whatever that movie is anchors a whole lot more emotions. I do a thing often with clients with, like...
Go to the movies with them.
I take them to a movie. And I go, we're painting pictures, so I want to unwrap what's in their head. I was kidding, but do you take them? We just take them in their heads. But we'll do close your eyes and, we'll take them through a scenario.
Okay.
And we'll go, so that movie either ends with, a hand coming out of the ground and killing somebody. Yeah. Or, a couple running together and kissing. Right. That's one or the other, you know. Or somebody riding off into the sunset. Yeah. These are classic Hollywood stories. There's only a few. Yeah. And with it, the moments that we spent doing those things anchor us emotionally to the landscapes, to the houses, to history. Yep. And we talk to people and we'll go, what was your grandmother's house like? And if it was significant or if it was full of great memories, they'll start to tell you stories about it.
And you're putting the puzzle together.
You're building parts of that. And at what level does that matter to them? Does it or doesn't it? What was the first experience when they noticed a house? When they went into a home and they went, oh, wow, check this out. But otherwise they were all just taken for granted. What were those moments, and what did that end up feeling like, being like, and how did it set their future?
Okay.
Land's the same.
Can I don't want to interrupt,
but go. It's your podcast.
How many with all this, the house and home stuff, my favourite place for myself and my partner and the dog is the back of the van down by Shelley's Beach.
And what do you got a house for?
I literally, that's how I think. And I really, this is all stuff. It's great. But I still just, that's what I love.
That's where your magic is.
That's exactly where my magic is. And my partner knows it too. And we actually had a van, but we sold it and we need to get the new van. But we know that we're missing the van moments. And to me, I just don't need a lot of stuff. It's as simple as that. But do you... how do you deal with that kind of client that is just, it really isn't into any materialistic stuff, doesn't really want, like, very minimalistic? Is there
they're equally as fun.
No,
they are. They're equally as fun. What they will do generally is they don't want not necessarily clutter. They might want mementos. Because mementos tell stories. Like those mementos take them somewhere. Or they might see something that journeys them. But they don't want that to be lost in confusion. There's the client who has 30 photographs on top of a dresser. And there's the client who has nothing.
And
neither one is
right or wrong.
Yeah. It's just that clutter of the 30 for one would be a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
And the empty space for the other would be a nightmare.
Yeah, spot on.
It's this really interesting.
It's just that push and pull with certain clients and just working out exactly what makes them tick.
And finding out what makes them tick. And then being able to be empathetic and sympathetic to it, and going, okay, so if we have to have very clean lines, if there's very little, the house probably has to be a lot simpler and cleaner. When I say cleaner, I mean cleaner in lines. You know, like to the person who's got lots of things, whether the door height and the window height match perfectly and all these things line up,
symmetry and
is one. That's one customer type. On the other customer type, the person who has nothing, if the door height and the window height don't match up perfectly, and we might take all the architraves off. It might be all just plastered in. And that to them lets them relax. Because they don't have stuff going on that's unharmonious to them.
There's a lot of questions to ask, isn't there, to find that out.
And finding out those things actually aren't usually that hard to find out. I have a fascinating client that this is going to sound really weird. So two things that just from my first design journey with him ever, I've designed lots of things for him since, was that if something was, say, lacquered or shiny finish, it held a higher value to him than a matte finish. And if it was,
I can feel that. I understand that.
If it was asymmetric in shape, versus being symmetrical. So one window, one door, and maybe a shelf, all sort of in harmony, but not two windows, shelf in the middle.
So if asymmetrical.
It was asymmetrical, he's got a really, really mathematical brain. The symmetry's boring. The asymmetrics lets his brain get busy playing in the background. He doesn't have to solve anything or anything like that, but his brain is being activated and the math is working. He's running,
I get it.
But not subconsciously. And so when you look at that, you go, all those cognitive responses, if you gave him too much clutter, it doesn't work. He's not overwhelmed, just he can't get the clarity.
Doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right.
Okay, I've got, because I think everything's starting to overheat a little bit, but I think we're going okay. So on that though, asymmetrical, Frank Gehry, what's your take on him?
Oh, brilliant.
Because I feel in some ways he's just taking the piss in some ways.
In some ways he is.
And he's kind of like Seinfeld. Seinfeld says, I've got grace for 1 minute because I'm Seinfeld, and then after that, if I'm shit. I'm shit. Frank Gehry has got this kind of grace of doing the Guggenheim and all these other great designs, and they're asymmetrical. There's nothing very symmetrical.
Actually fluid.
What's your take on him?
I really enjoy the fluidity of what he does, and I think, like you say, like the Guggenheim, the Disney Center in Los Angeles, the Disney Theater is another one. He did that amazing winery that's kind of all... it's all blocks of solid, like regular things, and then it's like got the almost like the hair on top of it. That's all in this flowing.
It's flowing.
I think his innovation of taking what we can do with technology, and with materials, and bringing it forward into architecture like he has is absolutely brilliant. Is he taking the piss? I think a little. He's going, I can go places that people haven't been before.
That's right.
So in that he's creating new...
Well, he's created a name and a brand, hasn't he?
He does other stuff as well, or has done other stuff as well. One of the things that I would say, having been in his structures, those ones, having visited them and all the rest, because I do archi tours, so in doing an archi tour, you go to those things. I remember the feeling again of taking a breath, slowing it down outside the Disney Playhouse in Los Angeles.
That's something he built.
He designed it. And it's all those, it's all those, shapes and stuff. And kind of being in its presence. Again, the feeling was completely different from viewing it from a picture.
And
being in the structure as well. And my analytical brain wants to understand and pull it apart. But actually going, just let it be. And here's, again, woo-woo. Careful what I say here. We're just going to say this shit. If I've done, a lot of self-training and been trained to be able to switch on and off my alpha brain waves. Not off, on. At will.
Okay.
So, alpha
brain waves. Alpha male?
Alpha is your subconscious.
Subconscious, okay. Right.
So it's that next level. We're operating in beta now.
Yeah, okay.
And alpha, and we will have moments of alpha brainwave stuff here because we're in flow.
Okay, yeah.
And we're finding common ground and stuff, and so we're finding...
So alpha's the mid-ground, is it?
Yeah, when there's delta and theta as well in brainwaves, but alpha is it's your subconscious. It's the piece that's keeping an eye out around you. It's taking in the greater environment. When we're in flow...
It's not the crocodile brain, is it? It's the... No.
That's more that's more the other older ones.
That's the...
That's
deeper.
And that's your RAS and stuff like that as well, that,
Yeah.
That
I'm going to have to do more study on the brain. I know like on the medulla oblongata and all that sort of stuff, but
Well, alpha is when you meditate, that's where you go.
Okay. Gotcha.
And if you're working, so when you're taking photos.
Yep.
And you're in that moment of taking photos. And magic kind of happens in front of you and don't really know how you got to it, but it all came together. And you just kept doing what you were doing because that's what you do. And you look back and you go, damn, look at what I got. And even in the moment, you're not really that conscious of getting it. When you're drawing a house, there's a point when you get through the sort of first analytical pieces, and then it's just flowing out of, in my case, out of a pencil. It's just flowing out. And then you stop and you go, oh my God, 5 hours has passed. And you look back at it and you go, oh, wow. You're shocked at your own genius. That's your alpha. And so you can train your alpha to be useful to you.
Okay.
Especially in creative visualization and stuff like that. If you look up a guy called Jose Silva, the Silva method is actually all about that. And so I did some training on that years ago, and I actually do sort of daily habitual things based on the Silva method.
Gotcha. Okay.
And when I go and see a client for the first time, I have an anchor, a switch. I switch on. So I fire the anchor. And then I go, and I don't have to rely on my conscious brain. I can rely on my alpha brain waves to be collecting the stuff I can't see, hearing the noises I wouldn't be aware of, and then being able to go back and tap back into them.
And so, again, it's just probably awareness as well, and just understanding.
And it's even more than awareness, because it's actually switching on something that you're not, you're aware of, but you are letting it run.
And as a muscle, it's something that you can build?
100%.
Yeah, right. Or let deplete.
Do you meditate?
Yeah.
So you know how many seconds of meditation can you really get
before I focus on something else?
Before that monkey jumps.
It's generally me saying to myself, okay, just calm the brain show. Like it's me fighting the brain from kicking in. Not long. It probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But then it's starting to
when you
quieten.
Get to that. So I've got a friend who's a Buddhist, and Buddhists often talk about being molten. And molten's a level of meditation where you're one. You're at one. You dissolve into it, and everything dissolves back into you.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know what it takes to get to molten. I think I've experienced it maybe once or twice. Don't even know for how long, because there's no time in molten.
Was that in your 20s when you...
on the weed. For a bit of Puff the Magic Dragon.
Hey, Brad, we're in molten.
That feeling of being oneness is what, in meditation is about getting to. And when you can get to that, and I'm like you, man, if I got 20 seconds in a hit, I can't believe my own skill. or lack of it. I like to focus on it as a skill.
I was thinking going into the pro leagues for
exactly.
20 seconds. Thinking nothing.
I'm there, man.
Yeah.
That thing is a practice, as you know. It's a habit. It's something you've got to keep doing.
Yeah, it is.
Otherwise, you move off it. And so, you train you train yourself to let go, to breathe, to do all those things.
Yeah.
And life improves incrementally the more often you do it.
Yeah, wow.
And that, your relationships, the way you see things, the colours you see.
I've got some research to do. I knew I was going to learn something today, but
I didn't know we were going to end up there.
Adrian, before everything starts melting,
I'm pretty warm.
I'm starting to sweat, which is good. I think we're at the, what does that say there?
Can't tell.
That's hour 17.
Oh, okay, shit, so we've talked for way too long. You started that an hour before we started talking, right?
You've got to do the honorary ladling to end the session, but thanks for coming on Sauna Sessions with Shea.
So good,
mate.
buddy.
This is from the ice bath in here to the discussion, mate. If we literally had, if I didn't feel like everything was overheating a little bit, we would have kept going. But
we'd be here at midnight. And you guys would have left long ago.
But mate, get some eucalyptus going on the rocks, and thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate your time, mate.
Thank you, man. It has been such a pleasure.
Thanks, guys, and check out some more Sauna Sessions with Shea. And we're going to get rid of all this electronic gear and jump in for another sauna.
We're going to bake.
Yeah.
We're going to bake now.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for having me on there, man.
Thanks, mate.
Really appreciate it.
That was awesome.